Hello again, everybody, and welcome to 4-Star Chicago Sports. This is the Barely There podcast, and it's Packer week, it's playoff week, it's divisional. Trying to get to the divisional round. I'm pumped, I'm stoked, but I'm also pretty gosh darn nervous, and we're going to explain why right after this.
Windy City banners rocking 4 stars aligned. Dynasty dreams rise, Bulls in their prime. Cubs curse shattered, the victory divine. Fields be running, clock ticking on my timeline. Shot-town heroes, legends never fade. Black Hawks flying, cutting ice with the blade. White Sox diamonds, the Southside parade. 4 stars shine bright, legacies they made. Mike with the crown, air rain, no dispute. Sweetness in the backfield, Walter in pursuit. Bear down Sunday's midfield, battles cute. Chicago.
Oh boy, I feel not only the chill in the air, but we got to make this guy bow down to us this weekend. Oh my Lord, I'm so stoked. How you doing, Jay?
Oh, I'm doing great. You know what, Sean? It's a great day and a great week. I was thinking about this so far all week. Just like, dude, the Bears are actually in the playoffs. I mean, it's been a while. And look, I know we had 2020 and 2018. 2020 wasn't like a real season in sport, to be honest with you, but it was just a weird time. We couldn't even go to a game.
Yeah.
So, but other than that, dude, it's just amazing. We have playoff football in Chicago, and it's a legit playoff. This feels better than Nagy's season in 2018 for sure.
Oh yeah.
I mean, God, if there's another Cody Parkey moment or whatever, I'm gonna kill myself. But
Oh my God, Brandon or Jay, if there's a Cody Parkey moment in this ball game with all the hate and some people disliking Santos through this year, that guy might want to head to out of the country really fast.
Back to Brazil, yeah.
Back to Brazil, because woo, that's not gonna be fun. We are down a man. Kyle had a all of a sudden emergency family moment come up, so we hope everything's okay with them. And we're waiting to hear back, but we think everything will be okay. And we'll get him back hopefully pretty soon. And we're back on Wednesday. So that's pretty awesome because we've been missing for a couple of weeks. Yeah, it's unfortunate, Dustin. Something popped up. So hopefully it just in the last like 20 minutes. So it sucks, and hopefully everything's okay over at the Duplessis, and we're going to forge ahead without him and move forward. And we're going to get right into this, man. Jay and I were sitting backstage. We were just talking like, man, we just played this team 2 times in 6 weeks. Yeah. We just done 2 shows. I've written 2 previews on the Bears and Packers, and I'm just like, man, I don't even know what to talk about in this game. So I found out, I found some weird stats and some weird statistics, and
I love them.
Yeah, and I just, my feeling, I'm going to start off with saying I was wrong earlier in the year, and I'm not going to say wrong. I say I wasn't excited about the Colston Loveland draft pick when they drafted him. And the slow start, the shoulder surgery at the beginning of the year, I was hoping maybe that was going to be a left tackle or a big-time linebacker in Chicago's rich history. But man, here's my apologies. He's been all that and then some. And
here's leading receiver by yardage, right?
And the first rookie since Willie Gault, I believe, to lead the Bears in receiving yards.
Started off slow. Look, he's had a really impressive year, Sean. I know you're big on Tyler Warren, and I was mentioning it to the Tyler Warren fans out there. That doesn't mean that Tyler Warren's not good either. I mean, Tyler Warren is good. He kind of had really good success while Daniel Jones was healthy, and then the season just kind of fell apart for them after he got hurt. So maybe a better quarterback, Tyler Warren could be a really dangerous human being. So we'll see what happens up there in Indianapolis. But I'll tell you what, you got to be happy to be wrong, Sean, right? I mean, you got a good tight end. That's great.
I'm beyond happy, and not only am I happy, it's for the NFL and in general. I was thinking about this when they had Greg Olsen, Tony Gonzalez, Antonio Gates, and Gronk. The tight ends were up here, and then they kind of had this lull where the tight ends in the league were just kind of like, you had Travis Kelce and Mark Andrews. It seemed like everybody else was, And And now it seems like we have a rebirth with Bowers, Loveland, Warren, Gadsden, Fannin. I love Gunnar
McBride.
Yeah, McBride. I mean, the tight end, what a rebirth. And I'm glad that the Chicago Bears have one of them. So
it's mostly because of the way that the offenses are working now, Sean. You know, we want more scoring, so you typically going to need another pass blocker. And really all those tight ends that you mentioned, and this is what really excites me about it, is they're all really good blockers. Like they do more than just catch.
Yeah.
You know, George Kittle is the best blocker in the universe when it comes to tight end blocking. But you're getting more and more kids that are doing that. And these younger guys just might develop into something as good or better. So I'm excited for it because what it does is, as a fan, it opens up the offense. So you get more scoring, you get more big plays, you get more of these really cool things, these highlight reels that you watch on SportsCenter every day, you know, watching the top 10. So it's exciting. It's great. I think you're 100% dead on that the resurgence of tight ends, and I haven't really thought of it that way, but there really are. There's a lot of them now.
Yeah, and you know what? I did hear that Bizzo during the game. Brady called Loveland little Gronk.
Yeah.
During the game, that was awesome. Well, let's get into this, man. We're probably going to have a little bit of a shorter show because we don't have a third person to hang out with. So we're going to pack you guys full of information. Send questions our way. Let's chat. Let's talk. Let's have some fun. We got a video to exit the show with. You know,
good one.
A big fuck you to all the Packer fans out there. And Steve, I hope Steve joins us because we love Steve.
Yes.
And we'll throw some jabs at him. And I'm going to start off because the offense really got me a little worried. You know, it was stagnant for most of that game. They came alive like they have done so many times during the season, a little bit later on in the game. But I do think there's a lot of room for the Bears to have success in this game, especially in drop back, being a drop back passer. Since Parsons has been injured in week 15, Green Bay is allowing the sixth highest success rate for dropbacks at 53.2%. And they've only had 2 sacks as a team. And they were both on third stringer Max Brosmer in week 18. So this bodes very well for the Bears. And I know that coming into this game, we're going to see some players that we didn't see, and they're all saying they're healthy. We'll see how healthy Evan Williams is, Zach Tom, Quay Walker. The one that scares me the most and I think could hurt the Bears the most is Josh Jacobs. And in his press conference today, he said he feels 100% the best he's felt in over 6 weeks. And that guy's got the dog in him, man. He's such a good running back. He's a punisher. He can catch the backfield and make you pay. That's a big deal for the Green Bay Packers to get that guy back this week. And just another thing the Bears are going to have to worry about because we've been watching these running backs, Christian McCaffrey and Gibbs, and these guys just handle the Bears running up the middle. I think we're going to see that a lot, man. What are your thoughts here on Josh Jacobs returning to health? Scare you? How do you feel about that, man?
Well, I was reading some stat, and I'll paraphrase it because I can't remember. When I was looking at the insights on NFL Pro Plus, they had Josh Jacobs, and basically when he rushes over 20 times, not only is Green Bay very likely to win, but they're likely to win big. It's like this magic number of 20 targets. Rushes, touches. He just starts accelerating. And anything over that, it's not good. So, but he's always been a bruiser type back. I can tell you this, the Bears' problem all season long has been our ability to stop the rush. It's no different today, or I should say, let's say Saturday. We really need to stuff the run. I think having all the linebackers back has helped a little bit, but maybe not as much as we thought it would. I think Kyler Gordon coming back might be the next biggest step forward for this defense in stopping the run and the pass. But yeah, you have to stop Josh Jacobs because they run the Bears. Bears and Green Bay are both running like a West Coast offense, right? It's all basically a West Coast off, and it's going to all predicated off of that run first. And that's what Green Bay does. I mean, Josh Jacobs leads the league like every year, not the leader, but he's up in the top 5 in touches like every year. It's not a 2-back system. And that's crazy because that Wilson kid is a stud too.
Yeah,
I would give him the ball as much as possible. I actually am a little bit more worried about Wilson than I am about Josh Jacobs. So him being healthy, I mean, I guess it's good in the sense that we don't have to just play against Wilson because Wilson had some gashing runs for us the last time the Bears played as well. But yeah, you just have to stop the running game. Period. If you let them run all over you, it's going to open up the pass, and the DBs have not been playing well. So we must stop the run because that's going to bring them to third down situations. And the Bears, I mean, I know they let people march, but especially third down in the red zone, they're really good at stopping guys. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, we got to stop the run.
Yeah, and I want to pay some credence to what Dustin just said there with Zach Tom. Zach Tom's another one that does scare me because games started and finished with him. Games without Zach Tom, the pass blocking is graded out at 51.1 grade, team run blocking 56.8. With him in the lineup, their pass blocking is 69.2 and their run blocking is 61.9. Overall with him, they're 74.4, 67.2 without him. Overall differences, obviously, plus 7.2, plus 18.1 in the blocking grade, plus 5.1 in the run blocking, 18.1, in the pass blocking. The record with Zach Tom on the field is 8-2. The record without Zach Tom on the field is 1-5-1. So for the Green Bay Packers, getting Zach Tom back, to Dustin's point here in the chat, is very, very important to the Green Bay Packers. But again, he's coming back from multiple injuries. I think he hasn't played in 3 weeks. So hopefully maybe he's not 100%. And that's something that Montez Sweat can take advantage of over on the right side of that offensive line. Well, I really, really hope, man, because I do think the Bears are going to have to get pressure. They're going to have to move this around. And we had a debate on Monday, whether it's zone, whether it's man. I do personally think that zone is going to be a little bit better. You want to keep these guys or try and keep these guys in front of you because we did watch Christian Watson run away, Jaden Reed run away. We watched all these guys run away in these early matchups. So I would like to keep it in front of us. But again, for me, we're going to go over some of these metrics, but I'm throwing everything out the door. This is Bears Packers. This is heart. This is desire. This is the will to win. And I don't think that they care that they were 9-7. The Bears shouldn't care that they had 11 wins. Who cares what happened in week 18? Saturday is so gosh darn important. It's such a pivotal game for Chicago Bears fans, for this Chicago Bear fan, because I just can't stomach losing to this Packers team at home in this game. It's just, I guess it's just in my DNA. I can't handle this shit, man. We got to win this shit.
Sean, I mean, I think everybody in Chicago or every Bears fan really everywhere is feeling the same thing you're feeling. The only thing I can say about it, and you're 100% right, first of all, both sides, they're going to be playing 100%. They practiced extra hard. They spent more time on tape. They did absolutely everything they could. Players are going to be prepped and ready to go for this game. And whoever isn't probably shouldn't be on the team next year. You know what I mean? This is not just a playoff game. It's not for the overall record, right? Let's be honest. But it is for pride, and it is something that the Bears haven't been able to do. Right. So maybe it means something more to the Bears fans right now than it does Green Bay fans, but I don't know if I'm buying that. I don't think they want to lose to us either.
Yeah.
Kevin Byard on the Bussin' with the Boys podcast said that, he played for Tennessee and Philly, and he kind of knew about the rivalry, but when he got to Chicago, he said, man, this is really crazy. He goes, you'll go to a Blackhawks game or a Bulls game or whatever, and a fuck Green Bay channel start or Green Bay sucks channel start. And he goes, I don't think Green Bay fans hate Bears fans or the Bears as much as the Bears fans hate Green Bay fans. And I think he understands, because he said, dude, listen, if we win a Super Bowl, because he hasn't yet, so clearly he wants to win one. He goes, I know I'll be a god here in Chicago. He goes, I want that feeling.
Yeah.
These players know what's for grabs. Remember, there's a couple of, starters on both sides of the ball that are from Chicago here. So, and one of the coaches is from Chicago, right? So, hey, this is big. The message will be there and everybody will be on point. And you know what? The teammates are going to be policing themselves too. Like, hey, man, you're not in your spot. Do what you got to do. They're going to be on point here. This is going to be a violent game. And I think we're probably going to talk about it here in a minute, but we were talking about it before the show. It's not just your ability to catch the ball. It's not just your ability to run fast or jump or do any of that crazy shit. It's about mistake-free football. We
Yeah.
cannot make mistakes. No jumping onto a pile in the opening kickoff.
Yeah.
No unnecessarily holding calls. No jumping off sides for no reason. Although I think that second offsides week 18 might have been on purpose. I think Tom Brady had mentioned it. So I'm going to kind of take his word for it situationally. But he said, that looks like they might have, instead of using a timeout, wanted to take the 5-yard penalty.
Yeah, and really quick, Mark Pennings, I don't know if we've ever seen you before, and if we haven't and we missed you, welcome to the show, man. Really appreciate
Mark,
you checking us out, brother. That was for you, Mark. There's so many, the forecast for the game right now, my brother's in the chat, he's asking, it's changed 3 times, but
Yeah.
From what I heard earlier today is it looks like it's going to snow during the day, but taper off for the ball game. But it does look like there's going to be some intense winds, 30 to 40 mile per hour wind gusts from what I'm hearing. So definitely windy. And again, Dustin, Brandon, Kyle, and I have talked about this, that zip on the ball, that arm strength of Caleb Williams. I think we talked about it a little bit on Monday, being able to cut that ball through that wind. I don't know if Jordan Love has that same ability. I'm pretty sure he doesn't, actually. So I think the wind, the forecast right now for me favors the Bears. And this new guy, Vizzo Joe's in the chat.
Yeah, Vizzo Joe knew. Ron's new too. Yeah.
We just gave you a clap, Vizzo.
Yeah.
So yeah, Caleb, exactly, Rome. Caleb has the arm to cut through that. But as we get into this, man, Jay and I talked about this a little bit. And I think we talked about this a little bit on Monday. I know Brandon brought it up. I think it's getting back to that Eagles game plan. Run the freaking ball, tire the defense out, because if you guys remember that home game we just had a couple of weeks ago, man, the Bears had them. When they were running the ball, that defense was tired. They had their hands on their knees. Why they didn't start at the beginning of the ball game, I don't know, but I have a feeling. I have a crazy feeling in my head that the Bears are going to surprise us all, and they're going to come out fully prepared for this game, and we might see a Bears team we haven't seen all year. Fully disciplined, low penalties, and we're going to get into these refs here in a second because the refs are going to have an impact on this ball game. But I don't know what you're feeling, Jay. I feel it in my bones. Like it's been so long that everything has just gone wrong that this time it feels like it's just going to go right.
You know what? I kind of feel that way too. I'm not as afraid because we do have the ability to score points. And you're right. It has to be like that Philly game, just like we talked about earlier before the show, because they ran some very complex and pretty complex zone run blocking schemes, but that wasn't why the run game was successful. It was successful because the execution was flawless. Everybody was doing their job correctly. And remember, this is against a Philly defense that's good. They were good when they played that game. They're still good.
We're still good.
It still worries me because they have playoff experience. But to bring that around, I think one of the more genius things that they did in assembling this offensive line is they brought in 2 guys that have winning playoff experience. One guy who's like seemingly never loses a playoff game, and then another guy who's been in the playoffs before. God damn it, why am I drawing a blank here? Dahlman and Jackson, Jonah Jackson. Oh. So, and I guess Darnell Wright, had like 1 game. No, he wasn't in there in 2020. He's still on his rookie contract. So yeah. Anyways, but you brought in from Buffalo a couple years ago, a linebacker that honestly had some playoff experience. So Byard, believe it or not, Byard had a lot of playoff experience in Tennessee. He actually went to a AFC Championship game, lost to, of course, Mahomes, as everybody does, but they had a really good team that year, coached by Vrabel. But yeah, they have veterans on this team. They haven't been to the playoffs as the present, organization stands. But listen, the roster, I think, is built as good as it can get. It's not going to get any better, obviously, this time of the season. We just need everybody, like Ben Johnson said in his presser earlier today, everybody, if you can play, you're probably going to be, you're probably going to play. So be ready to play. And that means, I think, everybody, no matter if you're a backup or not, be ready to play because we might need you. And, this is it. You got no guarantees of a game next week. You have to win.
And when we talk about that playoff experience, there's 3 guys that have playoff experience on this roster only, and that's Byard, Jarrett, and Joe Tooney, obviously. I believe.
So what about Edmonds? He didn't go to the playoffs with Buffalo?
No, he was on some pretty bad Buffalo teams. From the research I did earlier today, those are the only 3 I found. And Grady Jarrett has 11 games under his belt. Byard has 8, and Tooney has 22. So those are going to be your captains and the guys that the Bears are going to have to lean on because, you got a lot of rookies, a lot of young kids. I do love the mindset of Caleb Williams in his press conference coming out saying he's built for this. This is his time to shine. He's been in rivalry games. This is his moment. That gives me confidence. And, we talked a little bit about the coaches on Mondays. And, we talked about it last night, actually, putting together a good game plan. You can put together a good game plan and do everything you want. Ben Johnson can come out and put together the best game plan. But if you can't execute the game plan, you can't block in the run game, you're dropping passes, committing penalties, putting yourself in 3rd and long instead of 3rd and short, by creating penalties or just doing dumb shit. This is the things that hopefully are eliminated and the Bears come out, play disciplined football. You don't want to shoot yourself in the foot. And these referees that are officiating this game are going to call you because we're going to go over these numbers of what they've done on the season. The Bears do actually have, I think it was 3 wins with this officiating crew on the season, but they do call a high number of penalties on the offensive side of the ball. They're really big on holding. They're really big on those little ticky-tack fouls. We're going to get into that in just a second because I think that they could tip the scales a little bit if you're not playing disciplined football in this particular game.
Yeah, and you know what? When you read those stats before the show, I mean, the first thing that came to my mind, which is why I brought it up, was the mistake-free football. Because, again, and I'm not talking about the silly defensive, jumping on the pile or whatever else, but honestly, personal fouls, we can't have them. I know there's going to be probably a heated game. There's probably going to be a couple of fights, I would imagine. Both teams are fighting for the playoffs, right? Your rivals, but you don't be the one that gets caught. If you're going to do something or say something, do it away from the refs and make sure nobody sees because they might be calling a lot of these things. And a 15-yard penalty could be the game killer,
And Jay, you are correct. Tremaine Edwards has 8 games of experience in the playoffs.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah. Well, because he was playing with Josh Allen. So, I mean, God, the guy's the stud. So, but anyways, yeah, dude, it's very, very important that we get that game plan right. It is a little disconcerting that the last 2 weeks, the Bears did seem to have, really just dumb penalties. And I thought we were over that, when we were going through some of these winning streaks. But I'd like to see that go away. No penalties, In the beginning of the first half of that Detroit Lions game, the Bears actually only had like 1 penalty. I mean, it was not that bad. And then in the second half, they just started getting really terrible penalties. So I'd like to see, 1 to 2 penalties max. If we get no penalties, that's even better.
Yeah, and you're right, James. Zacchaeus does. Zacchaeus was in the playoffs last year, as a matter of fact.
Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, you were way off.
That's a good call. Yeah, you know what? When I'm guilty. I didn't have a lot of time, so I was like, "Hey, Chat GPT, give me the Bears players who have experience in the playoffs." And those are the only 3 names they gave me. I didn't have a lot of time today to do research, and it was something I was thinking about during the day today, and I did it. I don't know, 20 minutes before we jumped on here, as I was cooking dinner and doing other shit, and Chat GPT lied to me. Those bastards. Those bastards. But no, for me, a couple of good things, coming into this game, underlying metrics for this game obviously do favor the Packers, but there are some good things. And the Bears did this last week against the Detroit Lions, being able to hold them out of the red zone. And this is something that the Bears have been effective at doing in this entire season. And this is going to have to continue. I know we had an argument on Monday. I still think for as many yards as the defense gave up on Monday, when they got into the red zone, the defense was effective, held them to field goals, and was able to keep them in the game. We know the Packers are going to move the ball. That red zone defense is going to be important again. We got to keep this game scoring down, because I lost a little bit of confidence coming off the Niners game and then wondering why the offense looks so flat. Was it the Bears just weren't interested in the game and they were ready for next week, even though they were playing for something, which would be a little disheartening to me too? Like, you're playing for the 2 seed, don't back into it. Just go get it. Take the brass ring, and it just, I don't know, it gave me a moment of pause. And then I'm like, here we go, man. It's the gosh darn Packers. And, usually when we play the Packers, what can go wrong will go wrong. So it just gave me a momentary moment of pause. But I'm going to remain confident in this game that the Bears are going to put this together. And to your point, Jay, earlier with the 2018 being in the playoffs, I don't feel like this is a Nagy or a Turon type team. I think that this team will evolve where you never felt like, I don't know. I never felt Nagy was like the brain trust.
He didn't any problems. He just seemed to do good that year. We actually started off they started off pretty good. We started off slow and then had a nice run there. I think Ben Johnson can fix problems. That's really what makes me not worried about the future for the Bears. Even if we do lose to the Packers, we still have it that I think we're in a better position. Honestly, I think their team is starting to get older. They got a couple of real big injuries. Who's to say that Garrett, what's his nuts? Their defensive end is going to come back 100% healthy for the start of the season. He probably will, you know what I mean? Because he's a monster, but I don't know that, you know what I mean? I don't know. Everybody heals different,
And on that red zone defense, I was trying to shuffle through all these notes. The Bears finished number 2 in red zone defense at home. Chicago's unit allowed touchdowns at a 36% rate at Soldier Field, which was only behind the hated Minnesota Vikings, 33.3% at US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. So this is, for me, is one of the biggest key stats of this football game. They're going to bend. They just can't break. They got to hold them up. They got to shore it up when they get inside that red zone and lock this down. And I'm going to continue to make you guys feel a little bit more happy and a little bit more confident because I'm looking for things to do the same for myself. A little fun fact, playoff teams that lose the regular season finale are 22-5 at home since 2011 in the wild card round. So that stat alone makes me feel real happy. And I will tell you this, Brandon and Dustin, because I didn't get it tomorrow, I'm pretty sure they're gonna have a stat for resting players the week before they go to a playoff game. That tremendously tilts in the Chicago Bears' favor. The percentage of teams that win after they rest their players it was really low, and I can't remember it off.
You know what? They had Clay Harbor. They had Clay Harbor on yesterday or today, I think, on the score, and he was talking about that, and he had mentioned like I would rather play the game before, so I'm still in like that cycle, that football cycle, because it's not just game day, right? It's the whole week that gets you ready for the game on Sunday, or this case Saturday. So I wonder if players actually do prefer, unless you're obviously like, I think Josh Jacobs probably should have taken a rest. I think he's going to be fine. I don't think you have to worry about that guy. But, quarterbacks to wide receivers and routes, things can get just a little bit. The offensive line, maybe they're not clicking and connecting as much because they took a week off. You never know. Things can happen when those situations come around. I get why teams want to do it because you don't want anybody to get hurt going into the playoffs. But you can't go into a game with that mindset like, let's not get hurt. You got to go into the game thinking, let's win the game.
And For me, it's like I'm with Phil. I think Phil just said this in the chat. Let's get off to a fast start. And they did get off to that fast start when in Chicago. They got all the way down and they got stopped on the goal line there. Let's get that. Let's punch that in this time, man. Let's get this going. And the stakes are higher. You got sharpened strategies, increased physical intensity, less tolerance for penalties. For a lot of these guys without experience, we're going to have to lean on some of these guys like Tooney, Edmonds, and these guys, because this is things that are going to be so much different than what you were looking at in the regular season. Everything's amplified now. And I think for this particular game, and Jay, I'm sure you're going to agree with me on this one, man. I really do think that goes unspoken. I think the intensity is going to be there because there is general hate between these teams, man. There really fucking is. Like, you see it. The coaches don't like each other. It goes all in one. And the intensity part, I don't think it's going to be going to have to say, hey, you have to amp it up. I think, hey, man, it's Green Bay Packers. We know what's coming. We want to punch them in the mouth. They want to punch us in the mouth. Let's go. Come on, man.
The way I see it, and I'm going to marry two ideas here, Sean. Your idea about the third down and running the ball, and the chat here is saying that, we want to start fast. I think Vizzo Joe said start fast and dominate. I think the Bears should start slow, but not in points, right? Because it'll kind of result in points, but I want them to get that first drive and eat 8 minutes off the clock. I want them to start at the 20, go all the way down and kick a field goal or score a touchdown. That's what I want to see on the first drive and the second drive, because that, to me, does more to hurt Green Bay and because the crowd's going to be into it the whole time, right? And then, as you said, that defense needs to pair that idea and stop them on third downs, not just in the red zone, which I think the Bears defense is actually very good in the red zone on third downs. We need to stop them and get them 3 and outs early in the game. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a gunslinger game where we're scoring in a minute and a half, right? Let's just take the ball, run the ball, establish that run, eat up time of play. I think in Philly we had like 1 or 2 11-minute drives. It was insane. That's how you win a football game. Two drives, 22 minutes. It's that's a third of the game gone.
Yeah, and that's exactly what Detroit did to us. It was strategically planned.
Yep.
And they did it very well. And I just think I hope we can get out fast. This thing with Josh Jacobs being back probably scares me the most. He forced 10 missed tackles in week 14 versus the Bears. This guy can get up after it. He's the ultimate X factor for this team. I would just like to keep that offense completely off the field as much as we possibly can. Pretty much like I just said, like Detroit did to us last week. Run the ball, work the clock, use the possession or the time of possession clock, take it all the way down, hand that ball off, pound the rock, tire that defensive line out for Green Bay, and just bully ball them into submission. Because I honestly think it's the best way to slap this Packers team right in the face is just do exactly what you did to Minnesota or to Philadelphia, bully ball them all around the fucking field, tire them out, and just run right over their fucking ass, stomp a mud hole in them. God, I want this game so bad, dude.
Yeah, listen, that's the easiest way. Doing what you just said there is the easiest way to keep Josh Jacobs under that 20 touches, 70-yard mark, because when he hits both of those, it's over. You're probably going to lose the game. It's just how the stats work out. Now, he is a little bit healthy, but Josh Jacobs is who Josh Jacobs is. He's not a surprise. You're not going into this game thinking if he's going to be good. You're assuming he's going to be good because he's a good running back, right? So I like, for me, my big worry is those big, deep plays, really Dobbs, whatever you want to say his name, and Watson. Those are the two guys that scare me most, especially Watson. Watson may not have 15, receptions on Saturday, but he might have 5 for 75 yards. And that's what's going to kill us.
Yeah, and I like Kyle here. I was going to bring this up. Trayvon Diggs actually played against the Bears in week 3 on the Cowboys. Rome had that 50-yard touchdown while he was defending them. Rome actually had a really good day against Trayvon Diggs in that week 3 matchup against them.
That's a guy you want healthy, Sean.
Was it week 3? Yeah, it was week 3. Week 3 against Dallas.
Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely. I would definitely pick him out. And I know that they put up stats that he had such a good game against Minnesota. I'm like, bro, it's Max Brosmer and J.J. McCarthy. These Packer fans are ridiculously delusional. If they don't look at his overall numbers from 2025 and see he's been one of the worst corners in football, I'm not making it up. Go to Fangraphs, go to any stats place you want. You're going to find him in the bottom half of cover corners in the NFL in 2025. So,
and you know what, Sean? I'd like to see Caleb run a little bit more. When a play is breaking down, he has the ability to run past some of those guys and to round a corner faster than some of these, DEs and linebackers, especially. So, I run it, man. If the play's breaking down, run forward, get 4 or 5 yards. You don't need to, be a world breaker on those plays. You just need to stay positive. And that's what's going to help keep us in those third and shorts, because really on Sunday against Detroit, that first half, man, it was all third and longs, like
it was
every single drive. And that just kills you because you got to pass the ball or you don't, and then you got to go for it on fourth down. So
I was sinking deeper and deeper into my couch on Monday. A couple things I wanted to get to. I'm going to get to your question here in 1 second, Phil. Wanted to say quick congratulations, and we brought him up earlier, to the interception king of 2025, Kevin Byard. Great job, man. Great award. Tip the cap to Mr. Byard. Hopefully he can walk away with 2 picks against the hated Green Bay Packers this Saturday night. And the quick injury report that we have here shows that our boy Rome Odunze was limited, but in his presser today, or in an interview he had, I think he told Brad Biggs that he is 100% playing in this game on Saturday. So we'll be expecting to see him. Conflicting reports about Kyler Gordon. Some people, some reports say he might be limited. We did get positive news that Kyler Gordon is expected to play in this game. He will be on the field. I don't care if it's limited or it's full. His impact on, say, third downs or any situation of what he is, if he's capable of playing, I think he'll have an impact in this football game in a very positive way for the Chicago Bears. Ozzie Trapilo, it's great to see him limited, as we talked about on Monday. That bruise on the back of his leg was the size of a basketball, and he could barely get into his stance or get up out of his stance with that bruise. So hopefully that's healing, and he's going to be at full strength. Braxton Jones, back-to-back full practices. Bad news for all of us. Nick McLeod had back-to-back full practices. That's not good for any of us. But the one thing I'd like to see, and let's just get the elephant in the room, out here. The elephant in the room is Tyreek Stevenson. And where is Tyreek Stevenson? I saw on Twitter today some guy posted about he thought, where the Bears season turned around was that strip by Tyreek Stevenson. Well, Javonte Williams was running down the sideline, and he had this little brief article about it, about how he thought it changed the season. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. I know it was one of my favorite plays of the year. It was a phenomenal job, but I think he makes some kind of impact in this game, having him and Kyler Gordon back. And Jay, I know you had some numbers on Tyreek Stevenson here, and they weren't necessarily the best numbers in the world, but I still really, really believe that this guy on the field can make an impact for the Bears, especially maybe if you put him in like a hybrid linebacker safety role. I think he can excel. I really can. I really do. And I know that's probably not going to happen because you have 3 healthy linebackers right now, DeMarco, Edmonds, and TJ Edwards, but you got to dial up some packages, and I'm going to trust the DA is going to dial up some packages for both of these guys that are going to make impacts, and they're going to make impacts in this football game.
Well, you know what? I'll get to those Stevenson stats here real quick. You know what? I'll just start with.
We lost Jason. I don't know. He just disappeared on us. He should be back. All right. Nonetheless, a couple other things that stuck out. As long as the Bears are looking right now, as long as we're looking at some stats, and I just want to keep the confidence level as high as I can. The Bears defense this year in 8 home games allowed 16.8 points. They held 7 opponents below their scoring average on the season. They held 7 opponents to under 21 points or less on the season, and they gave up 5.5 points per game. Or they gave up 5.5 points less than the opponent's season average throughout the year. So being at home for the Chicago Bears is obviously a blessing. We talked about it. We wanted them here. I just wanted to find so many stats that make me feel confident that the Chicago Bears can win this football game. And I think we're finding more and more as we go along here. And for the Bears, as we continue to walk through this, I know that everyone is going to be really excited here. Jason's back. We're going to be really excited.
Guys, I'm an idiot.
No worries. We're going to be really excited to get the Bears get this win. And I do believe the Bears are going to get this win, but I do think it's going to be very, very cinematic as it was in the first 2 ball games against these hated Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, to get back to those the Tyreek Stevenson here, he's better in coverage, I believe. This stat isn't going to make you believe that, and I'm going to get to what I think the bigger problem I think really is in the secondary right now. But so I'm going to start off with a Nahshon Wright stat, but it's going to pull back together to Mr. Tyreek Stevenson. So Nahshon Wright.
Hold on, Jay. One quick. Hey, after Jay does this, we're gonna get some of your questions here in the chat, guys. Thank you for being patient.
Yep. Thanks, guys. Nahshon Wright allowed 26 receptions across 42 man coverage targets this season. By the way, Green Bay is very good against man coverage. His 61.9% completion rate allowed is 3rd highest among outside cornerbacks. So he's not good, guys, right? And the standard is you have to have at least 30 man coverage targets to qualify here. Now, he allowed 8.8 yards per man coverage target. And now we all know that Nahshon Wright's not that great in coverage, right? I know he's got high interceptions, but he's not that great. Because one of the questions is, why isn't Tyreek Stevenson playing? Well, I think one of the reasons has been because Tyreek Stevenson allowed 10.6 yards per man coverage targets, most among basically all receivers that qualified. So Stevenson might be better in those short possessions, those short, even middle of the field receptions, but he's not great deep. And I think that is a big reason why the Bears have been giving up big plays. The other reason is, let's face it, dude, our Jalen Johnson's not playing that great. He's not playing his best ball right now. And I don't know if he's not 100% healthy, but he can't turn and he can't run backwards as fast as he used to. Now, I'm hoping that changes because I really like him, but we may have to see what happens next year with this kid because he's just not the same player. And with him not playing that well, not being able to defend the deep ball and man coverage, which, you want to play smash mouth press man coverage against these guys. But, again, Green Bay can pick you apart. And then you have, Kyler Gordon out. So I don't know if it's just one reason, but I think the reason why he's been sitting out lately is because, number one, we have played Green Bay twice in the last 4 weeks. But I think it's mostly because he's the worst player on the team against the deep ball. And I think that really the coaching staff wants to get big chunk plays, but they also want to stop big chunk plays. It's one thing to bend and not break when they're getting, 2 yards a run and then a 7-yard pass and then 2 yards a run. That's great, right? That's not going to necessarily kill you because you can, eventually stop that. It's hard to stop a drive when they get an 80-yard chunk play or 40-yard chunk play. The drive's over already. You've already lost. So I think that's the big problem here. As the secondary as a whole, which was a strength for this Bears defense, is now apparently turning into a weakness, with the exception of Byard. For some reason, he's still a stud.
Counterpoint. Hi, Jay. Hi, Sean.
Hey,
I saw Jay drop off, and I was just like, here. So I was like, I'll jump in case I don't want Sean on his own. But, Jay, you got back in. That's good. Counterpoint to what you were just saying, Jay, and this is a little ridiculous, but there's some logic behind it. Is it not better to let those big plays happen so your offense can get the ball back and go score some points? The Lions dominated time of possession. The Bears didn't have enough possessions to get it done. There's a part of me that's just like, allowing those big plays kind of helps the Bears because their defense is giving it up either way. Why not get the ball back as quickly as possible? It's a little bit in jest, but seriously, like
there's only one time you would do that, and that would be at the end of the game. It's never good to let your opponent score points. You should never allow your
but the Bears are going to let their
That's the exact opposite of what the defense should be doing. Now, in a 2-minute situation, you want to get the ball back,
Our defense is going to give up points.
I was actually having that sentiment exactly on Sunday, Dustin, when they got the ball back. I'm like, dude, after they got that big completion, I'm like, just let him fucking score so we can get the ball back with like a minute 15.
Amon Ra slid down. He knew what was up. He wasn't going to go do that. But like in that same vein, if they had gone for it on that 4th down on their own side of the field, the Lions are definitely going to score a lot quicker than they did. They're not going to be able to keep the clock on you, and you're going to get another possession. Again, it's in jest. I want Tyreek Stevenson on the field. I think Tyreek Stevenson is a missing piece for this defense, and he needs to be out there. Personally, I want to see as many cornerbacks on the field as possible against these speedy Packers receivers. Yeah. But there is something to it. Like you guys talked about the Bears needing to control this clock, and if they can't, you can't let the Packers, because that's how the Lions beat your ass, dude. So it's better to give up a big play, a chunk play, than it is to let them bleed the clock and run down the field on a 10, 12-minute possession.
I do agree with that. I do agree with that, especially towards the end of a half, or if you have a chance to double up on them or something. I mean, man, it's just
you're in a conundrum with this defense, guys.
It is
not getting better today, tomorrow, or the next day. It's
so here's the question: is that a knock on DA, or is it just circumstantial? We need better, players.
It's a combination of things. It's a combination of things, right? Yeah. The talent is not there in certain spots that DA needs to run the style of defense that he wants to run, right? But also, you stuck to the blitz way too long when you played the Packers the first time. You didn't bail out of that quick enough. You stuck with man coverage on Sunday far too long when you were getting demolished in that. And I think you kind of got to accept. I think DA's having a tough time accepting the limitations of this defense and just saying, let me do what I can to just play it as safe as possible. And I get it. You're in a game. You're trying to force a turnover, make a big play. You got to get the ball back for your offense. But at the same time, you got to understand what your guys can and can't do. And Jaquan Brisker can't play man coverage. He cannot. CJ Gardner-Johnson could not. David Johnson was not able to either.
Well, and too, I think one of the bigger things was just the health. When DA was here and you had a healthy Jalen Johnson, you had a healthy Kyler Gordon, you thought Tyreek Stevenson was going to take that next step. That Terrell Smith didn't have a season-ending injury. You had the personnel. I think he wanted healthy to be able to run his man defense. And since they're banged up, Jalen's playing at probably 70%. Kyler Gordon, we don't know what to expect. Maybe he'll get hurt in pregame warmups and we won't have him at all.
Keep him away from those. Let him go out cold. Me and Brandon said that on Monday. Just let him just skip the pregame warmups.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. Just skip them because Jesus, dude, you don't. But you know what? The same thing's going to happen. He gets in the first big play. He gets in the game. He's going to get hurt. If he can't get through pregame warmups, he's not going to be able to last in the football game either. But honestly,
I hope that kid they drafted Zay Frazier, I hope he turns out to be good because God knows we're going to need the help next year.
I want to say this, though, and I believe this. I believe that Kyler Gordon and Rome Odunze have been healthy for 2 weeks. I do believe that. And I think, obviously you needed to keep Kyler Gordon out because he was on IR, but I don't think his injury was as bad as I think it was continued from where it was. Like, hey, we'll give you 4 weeks. We'll get you back for the playoffs. And Rome Odunze said he's been fine. And I think the Bears just held him out to make sure he didn't re-aggravate that. So,
which is smart.
Yeah,
100%. You need Rome Odunze.
Yeah,
I'm a first down guy. And maybe that's why we're getting a lot of these third down struggles, guys, is one, obviously Colston Loveland's been amazing on third downs.
And fourth downs.
Rome's out.
And fourth downs.
Yeah, he's been clutch, right? The numbers show it. I mean, they don't lie. You can't argue with it. But Rome's also been that guy. And look, it's not going to hurt your team to have two guys that can be that guy for you. Cole Kmet's had some big grabs too, but I think primarily they're using him more for blocking because I think he's slightly larger. Yeah. But, man, he had a couple of catches last week that were great, dude. He even said in the presser today, somebody asked him if it hurt, getting hit like that on that one catch. He goes, it still hurts.
So, really quick, guys, two questions that just came in.
Oh, yeah.
Vizzo Joe asked, who would we like at CB1 and CB2? I don't know about CB2, but I'm never going to go against Jalen Johnson. If he's out there, roll him out. I'm fine with it. And right now, I don't know that the Bears have someone that I could say, I want that guy as a CB2 because Nashawn Wright isn't it. McLeod's not it. Stevenson, based on the numbers, might not be it. I don't know if I have an answer.
Stevenson, to me, Sean, has that dog in him.
Yeah, I agree.
He's one of the best cornerbacks in the league against the run, and you really can't underestimate how important that is to this Bears defense.
He might need another year of coaching by this staff.
As much as I love Jalen Johnson, he tends to make some business decisions when Josh Jacobs is running at him. Tyreek Stevenson is going to put his fucking head in there and get it done. He's going to make something happen. I just think the element that he brings to your defense is important. And I'm not saying – I think you rotate between all three of them.
I agree.
I want to see 4 cornerbacks on the field. If the Packers are in 3 receiver sets or more, I want 4 cornerbacks. I want to see Kyler Gordon out there with Jalen Johnson, Nashawn Wright, and Tyreek. Your 2 safeties, 1 linebacker, 4 down linemen. Run it like that against those speedy receivers. That's the way I would do it personally.
We need one of those guys too in the linebacking core. Just a vicious hitter that will stuff a run, or if a wide receiver's coming across the middle, like, dude, you might want to not might want to change your route because I'm going to nail you.
Jackson might be that guy, man.
I hope so.
I think he might.
I think he's a
speed strength combination.
Yeah.
That you don't find.
Big time X factor. I think he's a big time X factor in this football game, man. I really, really do.
He might be the
that's
one
how you keep wide receivers and routes out of the middle. You punish people in the middle so they don't want to run those routes anymore.
Mikey asked if we'd like to see Tyreek Stevenson at the nickel if Kyler can't go or he goes down, and
I'd be fine with it for a year.
I wouldn't mind it.
Yeah, I would love to see Tyreek play some nickel cornerback. Honestly, you guys were talking about Rome Odunze. It can't be overstated how much he's going to bring to this offense. When you talk about the roles that have been established now, really like securely by Colston Loveland, Luther Burden, and Caleb's like confidence in them. You add Rome back to that, I think it's going to be a very explosive thing that the Packers really don't have game film on. They just don't. This type of offense with these weapons. But Kyler Gordon being added back to this, man, if he's healthy, I want to see him out there because all the stats show that this defense is much better when he's playing than when he is.
No, 100%.
I want to see a blindside corner blitz.
Yes.
Love back. Oh, God, I want to see.
Hey, really quick.
In his face.
But
really
I think
quick.
between him and Tyreek, guys, that brings a mentality to this defense that they haven't had. You need
No,
Tyreek.
I agree. I agree.
No doubt. No doubt.
I don't know what to expect in this game. Honestly, I'm obviously picking the Bears because I've never picked the Packers to beat us, especially in a game of this magnitude. It's been a little bit of Jekyll and Hyde, and I don't know what to expect, man. Like I am so like someone said that their stomach was already turning in the chat. My stomach's turning talking about this game.
That's every playoff matchup, though, Sean. Every fan about their team that's in the playoffs feels exactly how you feel about the Chicago Bears. There is no team that is set in stone like they feel confident in what they're going to put out. The Eagles fans are not. Niners fans are not. Rams fans are not. Panthers fans are. I mean, there's no team that's like, yeah, we're good. We got this.
Not even on the AFC side either, dude, to be honest with you.
Nothing. Nope. Patriots aren't there. Patriots fans aren't there. Chargers fans aren't there, certainly. The Jaguars. I mean, the Jaguars honestly might be playing the best all-around football of any team.
Oh, God. They're dangerous right now.
Playoffs. And that's a weird thing to say. That's how weird this NFL season has been.
Yeah, it's man, it's such a conundrum, but it's going to be a lot of fun, man. It is going to be so fun, and I'm just – I'm like speechless. Like this is like something I dream of. I obviously wasn't alive in 1941, the first time these guys met in the playoffs, but I was alive and kicking in 2011 when we didn't make it to the Super Bowl against these guys. So it would suck. It would suck if we lost to the Packers for a second time in the playoffs in two opportunities that we've had in the common era. Now, when they did win in 41, it was the playoff era. The Bears did go on to win the championship 2 weeks later.
Yeah, that don't mean shit, Sean.
It doesn't mean shit.
2010 sticks with me. Listen, there's a few things to say about this. I'll just note this and let it go to Jay because I got something to say regarding this. But like, this is the third time the Bears are playing the Packers in the playoffs. Like, that is just insane to think about. It really is.
They haven't
the oldest rivalry in football. That says something about the success of or lack thereof of either team in any year. But Jay, how are you feeling about the implications of this game on Saturday?
This, we were saying last time the Bears played that this was the biggest game. We probably said it the first time too, but this literally is the biggest game I can remember the Bears playing, because honestly the 2020 playoffs weren't that great for me. Like whatever, it was more of a
I don't even consider that a playoff.
Walk-in COVID year.
2010 was the NFC Championship though, and that was legit.
2013 we lost against them as well, I think. Yeah,
not in the playoffs. Not in the playoffs. The last time they played them in the playoffs was 2010. Yeah, and
it's not just because it's against the Packers. That makes it worse, like a bigger game to me because I'm a Bears fan, but this is a big game because this is I think this game is going to say more about this team, not if we win a Super Bowl. Winning this game is going to say more about this team than anything else. Because you could say if we win the Super Bowl, it was a lucky streak in the playoffs, which happens sometimes, but this is who the opponent that we're playing at home is big. We're playing them at home in the playoffs, which is big. We're playing them at home in the playoffs at prime time, which is big. We haven't been to the playoffs in God knows how long. The rivalry hasn't been close in God knows how long. So this is like anything that you could imagine making a team important or dramatic. I think like the NFL executives have to be like drooling at the mouth for this game. I think that's why they also, because it's going to be on Fox, but the game is also going to be on Prime. So they're trying to get this out to as many.
It's only going to be on Fox locally, Jay.
Locally.
Yeah. So it's a prime game. And I mean, here, I agree. I echo everything you said. The implications of this game are huge to me because of the stuff that you guys have said. The Bears are underdogs at home after winning the division.
Ridiculous.
The disrespect is massive. And then think about this. You lost to the Niners. You lost to the Lions. Nobody believed in you anyways. Nobody has believed in the Chicago Bears besides us. And it took us a while to even jump on the league.
That's for sure.
Nobody's believed in them except for us. And now if you go into these playoffs limping in, having lost 2 in a row, and you lose your first matchup against your division rival that's been your big fucking brother for years now, that constantly shreds your dreams, and the Packers have that over us again for another offseason after the season that we've had. I mean, it's not a failure, I guess. Like, I don't want to call it that. This season has been great. I've enjoyed every minute of it, and they're well ahead of where I expected, but it's going to tarnish it an awful lot. If you just beat the Packers, get past them, and then you're playing with house money. That house money thing, I still see Bears fans trying to use that on this game. That's not accurate no more. That doesn't exist no more. It was house money the first time we played the Packers. The first time. Now the Bears are NFC North champions. You're the number 2 seed in the NFC, and you should win this game. You need to win this game. House money is not real no more. Let go of that shit if you're a Bears fan.
So, let me add to that, dude, because I remember Mike Florio today on The Score had mentioned that if the Bears beat LaFleur in the playoffs and knock them out, there is probably some talks, not to say it's 100% going to happen, but talks about maybe moving on from LaFleur because of his inability to win a playoff game.
There's been talk about that all season with LaFleur. I mean, it's getting to that point where it's like, you got to shit or get off the pot if you're Matt LaFleur. You got to win a Super Bowl.
I think he knows that too. That's what I'm telling you, man. Both teams are going to be crazy.
I got bad news for him. I don't think it's going to go well for them. I do have this strange confidence because I do feel confident in this coaching staff that they're going to put something together, and maybe they just held something back last week. I don't know, man. I never feel real good about playing Green Bay, but something in my heart of hearts is making me feel really good about this weekend, man. I don't know what it is. But it's the coaching staff, because I don't normally feel confident, but I do feel confident. These guys are so confident. And this guy, Ben Johnson, he's been putting game plans together against Halfley, against the Green Bay Packers for a few years. Regardless of the personnel he had in Detroit and the personnel he has in Chicago, he strategically should know how to put a good game plan together that's effective for this team to be able to beat the Green Bay Packers this Saturday, on the lakefront. And I feel very, very confident in that because Ben Johnson is Ben Jesus. He is the fucking man.
Ben's going to have something up his sleeve for this game. And I heard you guys talking about it earlier. I mean, it's kind of a fact that Ben Johnson, as an offensive coordinator, has passed a lot more in playoff matchups than he's run. I know everybody wants to see them run. Everybody wants to see them establish that. And you look back to that first time when they got back in that game against the Packers, that was through running the football, and they dominated the line of scrimmage, and they 100% have to do that. But Ben's going to pull out all the stops in this game. Ben's got these guys ready for this. We'll worry about tomorrow. It's just we're going to give everything we got to this game. And I think that applies for Ben Johnson too. And I think you're going to see some shit from him you haven't seen all season. And again, you can talk about Rome being on a snap count. The element that he brings to this offense, even on a limited role, changes the dynamic of what Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams can do in the past.
He helps keeps those drives moving, dude.
I was just going to say that third down, him on the field for third down is such a huge difference for this offense for the Bears. He is a third down monster, and now you have Rose and Loveland. Yeah, like the Packers are going to have some matchup problems. They're definitely going to have some matchup problems. And the thing I'm hoping for, the big goose egg I went on the board on this Saturday is no drops.
Pre-snap, drops and pre-snap penalties.
Pre-snap penalties, those two.
They lead the league in both. They lead the league in both, Sean. Those are not good things to lead the league in. If you don't shoot yourself in the foot, you're going to move the ball very easily against this Packers defense.
I agree.
I feel that way 100%.
Hey, dude, think of it this way, guys. like this wide receiver, the wide receivers we have on this team are actually pretty ridiculous. If you look at it as a whole squad, so you got, DJ Moore, obviously, nobody's going to say he sucks. He may not be getting the ball. We don't have any 1,500-yard receivers, but
when those
any one of the guys that are on our team could beat one of those guys if everybody else wasn't on the team.
You got a luxury of if Burden and Rome and Loveland aren't there, DJ can step up. Not a lot of teams have that kind of luxury.
And Cole Kmet, and you've got DeAndre Swift can catch the ball too. Let's not forget about that. I mean, it's a really hard offense and a complicated one from what I hear from everybody. I'm not a football science guy, but dude, I don't think you're a defensive coordinator and you want to play Ben Johnson with this staff. I don't think you do. And if the offensive line can play like they did middle of the season, I don't know how you stop it, dude. We may not even need a defense. We'll just outscore everybody.
Yes, J2K asked, can the Bears stop Jacobs? And my answer is going to be probably not. No. But they're going to have to at certain points. Again, like bend don't break. Give him up 100 yards, but don't give up the touchdown.
Maybe pull another ball out of his hands at the goal line. Like
that too.
But here's the thing with Josh Jacobs and the Packers, man. Their run game has not been good this season. Let's just put it bluntly.
It's better with Zach Tom on the field.
But with Zach Tom on the field all the way up through the first matchup with the Bears, they were averaging 3.5 yards per carry, Sean. It's not like they've been lighting the world up. But the thing is, the Bears allow 5.5 yards per carry. So
there he is, Mr. Steve. Said to show up.
What's up, Steve? Are you scared yet?
I'm more worried about Wilson. I think Wilson is a much more explosive runner. That guy scares me.
I want to share something with Bears fans. Steve's on, so Steve's gonna like this. He's probably licking his chops after I say this. But the reason why I am a little, cautious, I should say, in this game. The 125 minutes and 10 seconds of football. This series was tied for 47 minutes, 58 seconds. The Packers have led for 77 minutes and 12 seconds. They had a 2-score lead for 17 minutes and 58 seconds. And in the first two games, the Chicago Bears led for 0.00 minutes. So to be 1-1 against Green Bay is still very impressive. But I am going to tell you this. I think it's going to be different this time. I really do. I think the Bears are going to score on their opening possession. Hopefully the Packers don't. And I think it's going to be off to the races. And we'll see about this weather. I think the wind severely affects this game. It severely affects Jordan Love a lot more than it will affect Caleb Williams.
Because he throws those lofty balls. We got to intercept them this time, dude. Come on.
Jay loves lofty balls. and that's my kitchen in the background, guys. Blue Mountain Lake Forest. They're playing the Spanish music visual.
I didn't even hear that until he said something. Now I hear it.
I'm every kitchen in America.
Yeah, I'm ready to do this, man. I'm ready for this game. Again, like I said at the beginning, I'm throwing the numbers out. Like I know the numbers are there for a reason. Analytics are there for a reason. But this is the Bears and Packers, dude. It's January football. It's for a trip to go to the divisional round of the playoffs. I don't really care what happened in week 14, week 16. The Bears didn't lead. The Packers dominated. It's a clean slate. The records are 0-0. Let's line up. Let's play smash mouth football. Let's dominate them at the point of attack and just go win this fucking game for the Chicago fans and for themselves.
You got to out-physical them, period, end of story.
Yes.
That's the way you're going to win it. And then, again, if you're talking about the passing game, Caleb Williams is the best quarterback to throw in weather that's left in these playoffs, and advantage will play out on Saturday in that game.
And I'm sure Dustin doesn't want to give his prediction for this weekend.
Yeah, I'm going to be back on tomorrow, so I'm not going to do that. I'm
going to embarrass myself really quick. So 2011, this was me. I think I might have showed you this picture before. This is me. That's me getting ready.
It was just a young pup.
Yep, the Bears and Packers, NFC.
Like 10 surgeries ago.
Hell yeah, dude. Let's go. That popped up on my it popped up in my pictures the other day. I'm like, oh my God. That's awesome.
The future was bright and the world was in front of you, and then the Bears made the playoffs 3 times in the next 15 years. Not even.
The first game on Saturday is Carolina and the Rams. If that's
I think it's at Carolina too because they won the division.
Yep, it is.
And I agree with you. Win it for Virginia, man. I'm gonna pray for a little Walter Payton heavenly love to come down and give us a victory somehow. I'll take any kind of help I can get, man. Fuck
that. The Bears are the better team. The Bears are the better team, Sean. If they don't beat themselves, they win this game.
That's a really good way to put it.
The Bears are the better team if you compare them to the Packers. They're more talented. I think they have a better coach, a better coaching staff all around. And they got home field advantage, and they're being disrespected by being made underdogs in their first playoff game that they're hosting in fucking years.
Mm-hmm.
I am infuriated by that. And the Bears just need to go out there and take care of business because they are the better team, the more talented team.
Yeah, if you're a player, that's probably the thing that should piss you off most. Is not what the fans are saying. Is that whoa. We're like Vegas.
And listen, you're a 1.5 point underdog at
better
home
than the Packers, and we just beat them here. Like, yeah,
Vegas thinks the Packers are 3 points better than you.
Yeah,
it ain't 1 point, it's 3. That's actually 6, right? Because you should be getting a 3-point advantage.
Yeah. And I'll tell you this. So Vizzo Joe, I originally the Saturday game in Green Bay, I threw 150 on the money line. I obviously won that. Kyle, our boy Kyle, who is missing in action tonight, when the Bears were down, they were plus, I think he said it was plus 1,100 because he was at my house. He bet the Bears to come back and win and cashed in on that comeback on that Saturday, which I thought was pretty awesome.
Well, he bet the plus whatever, plus you said 11.5 points.
I think it was plus, no, the Bears were plus 1,100. He put like $20 or $50 on the money line. I can't remember what he did, but he put something on the money line. And I mean, hey, it's a smart bet, especially when you watch everybody. You know what the Bears have done for the majority of this season. So
the Bears have historically covered a lot the spread. They may lose games, but they cover a lot, and it's usually because of those close games. We're 6-point dogs, but we lose at the tail end in years past. Now we're winning, so we're not just covering. We're like we're winning the money line, dude.
I'm betting the Bears money line on this Saturday. Sean, we're gonna do. I'm betting the Bears money line. I haven't bet for like the last half of the season. I've just stayed away from it because like it's not.
It's been so hard in the NFL this year, man.
I'm betting this game though. The Bears are winning this fucking game.
I'm gonna bet this game too. I'm gonna take. I hit a couple of nice college basketball parlays this weekend, so I re-upped my.
So you're playing with house money.
I'm playing with house money.
The Bears aren't, but Sean is.
And really quick too, you know, when we talk about playing disciplined football, Adrian Hill and John Hussey's crew are going to be the ones who are officiating. Yeah, offensive holding and false starts, they call at a 43% clip. And the NFL average is 38.4. So the Bears are going to really have to be disciplined with those pre-snap penalties. In raw numbers, Adrian Hill's crew was number 1 in 2025 in calling offensive holding penalties per game, which is crazy. Hill's crew assessed a league-leading 59% of third down penalties on the offense. That's also terrible.
The other stat that's crazy, Sean, is that they called the second least games of the NFL season. Are the least games of the NFL season and the second most penalties per game in those games that they call.
The Bears did win 3 games with this crew, though, didn't they?
What's that? The Bears. I think the Bears had him for the Cowboys. I think they had him for the Giants, and I want to say the Browns, if I remember correctly. But
as long as they call the game even, I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? If they're calling Green Bay for holding just as much as they are us, then it's a wash.
I thought I wrote that down. I guess
I still don't need to get those stupid penalties, though. No more jumping on piles.
Yeah, just play disciplined football, and I think that's going to be something. Divisional home teams with this crew are 15-16 in Hill's career. They were with him. Previous wins were week 4 versus the Raiders and week 10 versus the Giants. They've had him 4 times, so they lost 2, won 2 this year with this crew. So. You know, I just don't want the officiating to play such a big deal. Obviously, they're going to be watching this pre-snap stuff, seeing that they're almost 5% higher than the league average. So the Bears, again, just play disciplined football at the point of attack and know just play a perfect game, man.
And you're going to need
play a perfect fucking game.
you ran very little motion against Detroit, and I think that was very intentional.
Yeah,
there's going to be a whole lot of motion on Saturday, pre-snap motion. The Bears got to be smart about getting set before the snap. You just have to, because will kill you.
Romy has 22-21, and he's calling a 2-point conversion for the win.
And Steve thinks it's somehow amazing that Bears fans think that the Bears are going to beat the Packers at home in the playoffs.
Come on, Steve. Come on, man.
We wouldn't be fans if we didn't think our team was going to win.
Right?
I will. For me, like I said, these two games, and I might change my pick as this weather report or change my score a little bit. But the two games, the cardiac games that we had against the Packers, both down to the wire, I do feel it's going to be very similar to that again this time. I think both the teams are going to come out, look to punch each other in the mouth. I'm going to take the Bears 23-20, and I'm going to give Santos his second walk-off against the Bears. And Caleb gets the Bears in position late in yet another classic between the oldest rivals in NFL history.
It's the kind of game the Bears play, Sean. That's who they are.
What you got, Jay?
I think it's going to be 27-20. I think the Bears are going to have another late touchdown at the end to win it. Now, we might be down 20-0 at half, and then have to come back again.
Don't freak out if that's what happens, guys.
But look, the Green Bay's run defense sucks. Let's be honest. It hasn't been great. Since Parsons has been out. It's been actually god awful. They're on a 4-game losing streak themselves, guys. You know, let's be honest about that as well. So it is about the running game, and it will be a close game. I'd love to say this is going to be Bears, 72, Green Bay nothing. It won't. It'll be a 1-score game, whether it's a touchdown, a 3 points, or a 2 points, a safety. I don't know, but it will be a 1-score game. I promise.
I don't think the Bears going to get a safety. They can't get to the quarterback. I will tell you, I like this. Vizzo Joe is on the train. He thinks the Bears are going to beat the ape shit out of him. He's taking Bears 31, Packers 20. We are going to redo this again. We're going to run this back for a quick 20, 30-minute show Saturday before the kickoff, probably 10 a.m. I don't know if you're working, Dustin.
I am. Saturday. I don't know. I'm working right now, though, so who the fuck knows?
So, hey, maybe I can hop on.
that Saturday, are we getting together or what?
I think so. My wife said she doesn't care. I haven't really invited anybody over yet. But if it's just a couple of us, my thing is I can say this for the world to hear. I don't want to be around people. I don't want to be in a bar or something if the Bears lose, because I'm gonna be way too angry.
You're gonna be swinging.
Way too angry.
Well, listen, I'm just gonna leave straight from work. Send me your address. I'm gonna come there with some pizzas. All right.
All right. Well,
I'm gonna be there
definitely. I think I'll get a couple people going and get a couple people over, and at least have someone's shoulder to cry on if the ball doesn't bounce our way.
I'll bring the pizzas. Let me get a couple of cocktails of Jameson.
No problem. I have tons of stock. Jonathan Jameson, we hang out a lot. We have a lot of we had a lot of conversations last night, as a matter of fact.
It's gonna be
Mr. Walker.
Saturday's gonna be fun. Saturday's
gonna be fun. I feel confident. I really do. Guys, don't forget, we're gonna put a bow on this thing for tonight. Don't forget, Jay. Do you have anything else before we get out of here?
No. Fuck Green Bay.
No. Oh, we're gonna get to it, Dustin. I know you're gonna hate this.
Oh, the video. I'm
gonna play a video and I'm gonna scrub it later. What? I love this video.
Copyright coming.
It's a pretty awesome video. I did reach out to the originator. I did not hear back from him, but whatever.
Steve, if you want to come on the bare minimum tomorrow night, you're more than welcome. Just jump in the chat, shoot us your email tomorrow night, 11:30.
Yes.
Absolutely. That would be awesome, Steve. I'd love to see you. I should have invited you today to come on a little bit early. I'm just not trying to associate with the other side this time. Did you see Cole Kmet? Cole Kmet goes, he goes, I don't talk to my sister the entire week when we play the back.
He said he was joking afterwards, but it was pretty funny.
I love it.
He said she asked for tickets.
Why don't you just ask?
Lucas Van Ness sucks anyway.
He wants the better seat.
Yeah. But yeah, we're gonna check this out. Don't forget bare minimum will be on. They're gonna do their breakdown of this game, and we'll be back Saturday But check out this awesome video. It's going to get you hyped.
Looking, throwing, it is intercepted! Keyshawn Nixon of the Chicago!
I kind of enjoyed beating Matt LaFleur twice a year.
Oh, baby. I'm fired up, dude.
Kendrick Lamar copyright incoming for sure.
Oh, there'll be a copyright. That's why I save it for the end so I could scrub it.
Hey, you know what? Hey, if we win, it will be the second time Ben Johnson has beaten him this year.
That's fucking right.
That's good.
Not
Anything
if.
you want to get out there before you?
Sorry, Dustin. What?
I said not if. Jay.
Not if.
Anything you want to get out there before you wrap up?
Shit, fuck Green Bay.
All right.
Let's go.
Yeah. Let's go, boys and girls. Don't forget, check out the bare minimum. And if you can't stay up late, grab your cup of coffee, hit the car, throw them on your way to work, and finish the show on your way home. I promise you'll have a good time with it. Until I see you boys and girls again this Saturday, love y'all. Thank you, everybody in the chat, for showing up tonight, man. Vizzo, Joe, Relentless Mikey, Romy, the regular cast of characters. Steve, good luck to you this Saturday. Not really.
No. Good luck to you, Steve. No,
Yeah, not really. I was just trying to be nice for a second.
Packers.
Oh no. Yes.
We're gonna. You know what? I tried to get the shredders here for the shows. Maybe I ordered a couple. Maybe they'll be here by Saturday. I don't know. We'll find out. We'll find out.
Any over something.
But absolutely, Vizzo. Fuck Green Bay. Fuck the Packers. Bare minimum tomorrow. We'll see y'all Saturday morning. Peace and love. Dustin, thanks for
What's
hopping
Kyle
in.
say? He says, take care of yourself so you can take care of each other.
That's right.
Yes.
Thanks for filling in for Kyle there too, buddy.
This has been my pleasure. You guys have been a blast.
He got that from an airplane stewardess. When things come down, you got to put your
I've
mask
heard that
on
on a
first
late
for the
night talk
children.
radio show over many times. I can't remember who used to say that shit, but somebody used to say it all the time. But it's
Was
good
it
for the
Ellen?
show.
Was it
Oh,
Ellen DeGeneres? No, I'm just kidding.
No, honestly, I think it's Pat McAfee says it.
That's good stuff, boys and girls.
Yep.
Until tomorrow, peace and love, and bear down, everybody.
You're down.
Right on.